How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to be talking about the Premier League, and we're going to be having a look at this week's meeting, because high on the agenda is what will happen to the Premier League if they do have to suspend the season. We're also going to be taking a look at Manchester United, because Ighalo is staying at Manchester United until January at least. And the last piece of news involves Arsenal's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, because Arsenal have made a contract offer to keep him at the club.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right. So the first place we're going to start is that Premier League meeting, which is scheduled for Thursday. And I know that everybody's excited and happy about the Premier League starting again around about June the 17th. But they also have to discuss what will happen if there is a second spike and if they do have to suspend the season. And one of those issues that they've got to sort out is relegation. And they've gone on to say that the majority of teams in the bottom half of the Premier League want relegation scrapped if the current season has to be curtailed amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Premier League season is due to restart on the 17th of June behind closed doors, with all 20 clubs set to vote on what to do if the season has to be curtailed at a shareholders meeting on Thursday. Top flight officials are recommending a simple points per game formula to work out league placings if the season has to be cancelled. For example, if there is a second wave of coronavirus infections or a new lockdown enforced by the UK government. If that occurs, a team's points would be divided by the number of games they have played, and league placings would be based on the average number of points a team has earned per match. One top flight club owner says he would vote for scrapping relegation even though the FA ruled it out last month. We would vote for no relegation if the season is curtailed, he said. There are up to 10 clubs that think exactly the same. The formula would be adopted and used in the future if a season has to be finished early. The recommendation needs the support of 14 clubs in a vote in order to be added to the Premier League's rules. If the simple points per game method was used now, Liverpool would be crowned champions, and Bournemouth, Aston Villa and Norwich City would be relegated. The EFL chairman Rick Parry has threatened legal action if there is no relegation and promotion between the Premier League and the Championship, claiming that there would be outrage. So that's a bit of an interesting scenario. I know we're all looking forward to getting back to watching the Premier League. And if things are carrying on the way that they are at present, then football will resume. But they do need to get this ironed out, and they need to put measures in place just in case there is a second spike and we do have to go into lockdown again, because then the Premier League season will not be completed, and they will have to have those measures in place so everybody knows where they stand. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward meeting in that respect, but it doesn't sound so straightforward when it comes to what the outcome will be. 14 clubs have to vote, and by the sounds of it, they're nearly there already. About 10 of those sides that are in the bottom half of the league have already said that they would like relegation to be cancelled. You can tell why, you know why. Because staying in the Premier League would be absolutely huge for those sides in comparison to relegation. But then on the flip side as well, you've got the EFL that are threatening legal action, because the Championship's going to be starting up again as well. So what happens if there's no relegation and Leeds United and West Brom, for example, finish the rest of the season, get promoted, but they can't go up because nobody can go down? Surely that can't happen. There's got to be some kind of middle ground. Maybe if they scrapped relegation, then they could turn around and say that, you know, we will let the sides that get promoted come up, and next season they will be added to the current list. There wouldn't be 20 teams, there would be 22, for example. I don't know how they would work it out. There's a lot to sort, and like I keep saying, with most of these situations, somebody's going to be upset. somebody's not going to be happy with the outcome. I think their hands are tied in that respect. And nobody's going to be walking away feeling like they've got what they wanted. So it's a difficult one. And, in an ideal scenario, we can just get the league finished and relegations, Europe, promotions and champions and all that kind of stuff can just get sorted out naturally and as normal as it can be. So, yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one, but we'll wait and see what happens with that meeting. Next piece of news involves Ighalo at Manchester United. And I've been reporting a lot over this situation in the last few weeks. And that his parent club, Shanghai Shenhua, actually want him to return. But it looks like they've struck a deal with Manchester United. And it goes on to say that Manchester United have reached an agreement to extend Ighalo's loan from Shanghai Shenhua until January the 31st, 2021. Ighalo initially joined Manchester United in a deadline day move in January and scored 4 times in 8 appearances in all competition prior to the suspension of the league. Ighalo's initial loan was due to expire on May the 31st, and United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has thanked Shanghai Shenhua for allowing the 30-year-old to remain in Manchester longer than previously agreed. They have been great towards us, allowing him to play for his dream club. It's been a dream for him, and hopefully he can finish what he started and win a trophy with us. Ighalo's current deal at Shenhua runs out in December 2022, and he will be expected to sign a contract offer until the end of 2024 worth £400,000 a week. Wow. 400 grand a week. That is absolutely mad. Wow. What do you think Ighalo would do if he was offered a full-time contract at Manchester United for, say, 12 months? Or sign this contract, in China for 400 grand? Would he really show how much he loves Manchester United? Or will money talk? That's mad. 400 grand a week. Wow. That's like 1.6 million a month. Like, wow. That is insane when you think about it. Crazy. But listen, if they've got the money and that's what they want to pay, then so be it. And I think what this shows with Manchester United will be that with the likes of Marcus Rashford returning from his injury, I think they're going to be quite happy with what they've got. And I don't think there's going to be any new additions in the striking position, that's for sure. So, they've got that done and dusted. Now, last piece of news involves Arsenal. And apparently Arsenal have offered Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang a contract extension and are attempting to ward off interest in their star striker with fresh terms. The lethal frontman has just 1 year left on his current deal and is yet to agree on a prolonged stay, with a number of clubs, including PSG, interested in a move for him this summer. According to L'Equipe, the 30-year-old has received the offer of a contract extension at the Emirates. Champions League football may be a serious lure for Aubameyang, who, despite his consistent performances, has found himself battling with Arsenal in the Europa League since joining from Borussia Dortmund in 2018. Arsenal are 8 points off fourth ahead of the Premier League's return and look unlikely to qualify for next season's top European club competition. Hold on a minute. What do you mean look unlikely? You just said yourself, we're only 8 points behind, man. Behave yourself. But the club are making moves to tie down their prized asset, who shared the Premier League's Golden Boot last season with Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. They want to put a stop to any protracted transfer saga and secure Aubameyang's future as quickly as possible. So, listen, it's a bit of an interesting development. The fact that Arsenal have come back in apparently with fresh terms, a fresh deal. And hopefully Aubameyang looks at that and sees, what we're trying to do. He likes what Mikel Arteta's doing. And he's part of the project and he wants to stay around for that project. And yes, the Champions League would be amazing and everything else. But it'd be interesting to see what that deal is they put on the table and whether they've made any promises as well. Has Aubameyang asked them to show You know, what they're going to be doing in the transfer window. Are they going to be making Arsenal competitive? So there's so many things that go into a transfer now, other than just a signing fee and wages and all that kind of stuff. And things like knowing the club's ambition is key to a lot of players signing new contracts. They want to know where they're heading. So Arsenal may have had to give some reassurances, let them know what their plans are. And hopefully that can all be enough for Aubameyang to stay, because replacing him would be near on impossible right now when you think about how much money a player of his calibre that can score his amount of goals would cost. Don't even bear thinking. So yeah, hopefully we can get this one done, and it would be nice if we can get it done pretty quickly, because then we won't have any talking or rumours or rubbish speculating in with moving to somewhere else. It'd be so nice to get it done and dusted, but we will wait and see. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I'll see you lot tomorrow. I'm out of here.